don't have my own gong yet, but I got a chance to record one because one of my friends from the other side of the country wanted some recordings of her gong and trusted I know how to record it well enough for her to use the recordings in her own projects. This was a nice thing to do for me, but also a great challenge because I never recorded a gong. So I ordered a second microphone, an Audio-Technica AT3035, because I wanted to have two microphones in order to record it in stereo and have the same sound. Because the gong is giant and it's an acoustic instrument, I can't record it in the flat I live in because it would make too much noise. Another friend of mine helped me with that. We went into his own studio recording, and right after I got the gong, we took it right there in the studio. We set it up together, and I instantly got very impressed by its sound. I set up the recording system. I have a MacBook, a portable audio interface from Steinberg, and two Audio-Technica 3035 microphones, and I was using same kind of cables and same length for both channels. Set up the microphones pretty close to the gong at the same distance, then started the recording, and we made some tests because I didn't want to clip the audio signal. A nice surprise for me was that this gong had an incredible sustain. This makes it a little bit harder to record, but it feels amazing playing it. While playing with the gong and recording it several times, I got to the conclusion that this is not only a recording, this is not about the sound only, this is an entire experience. I can do this all day. And I have asked Alina to try it herself. Of course, she enjoyed it too. Now, it's nice to have the gong recorded, and I have the sound of it and can use it onto my own music, but one day I think I'm gonna buy a gong for myself because I really enjoyed the experience of playing it. You not only hear the sound, you can feel it, you can touch it, and you can feel its low frequency vibrations along the higher frequencies and the mid frequencies you get to hear. Also, if you have a quiet room, you will enjoy the very long sustain of it. Also, it can make a lot of new and interesting other sounds other than the normal playing of the gong. After recording it on my MacBook with the two microphones I have, we tried to record with another two microphones using some higher-end audio interface and microphones, but unfortunately that recording was in mono, and although it was a very good recording, I can't use it if it's in mono, because I really wanted this to be in stereo, because when you play the gong, it resonates and it's moving side by side, making a very nice stereo sound. After we spent maybe a few hours in the studio, tried recording the gong and trying a lot of way of playing it, a few kind of microphones, keeping an eye on the meter for not clipping the sound, we wrapped the day with a few nice recordings. But after that, I thought, why not trying to record it somewhere in nature where it's pretty quiet? And I thought, where can I find a place in nature where it's very quiet and also we can't bother the neighbors with the sound? Because I'm sure they will not enjoy it, but will be bothered by the sound. So we drove a few kilometers away from the city, over the hills but not too far away, and we found a very nice place. So we set up the gong again, set up the microphones again, pretty much in the same way, and made some new recordings and enjoying it a lot. Although it's nice to be in the nature and recording some acoustic instruments like this one, the challenges came from the fact that it was cold outside. If it wasn't that cold, we would have some birds around, and I guess that would kind of ruin the recordings, or maybe not. It depends on what you want to do with that recording after that. And one thing we never thought about was, far away from the city, there is an ongoing annoying sound. The sound of the planes passing by. So, if I start a recording of a sound from the gong, and in the sustained part we get to hear an airplane, the recording is compromised and we need to start all over again. So that happened a few times. And eventually we managed to get some nice recordings anyway. Another thing to deal with was the wind, because the wind will get into the microphones and will ruin any recording, but we had luck, and on that day we had no annoying wind. But this is a fact to consider when you try to do this kind of recording. And maybe when you pack the car with an instrument like this and drive half an hour and try to record this, there is a chance that you will not get it from the first time, and maybe you need to come back again in another day, because if it's windy, all you can do is maybe you can change the place where you are recording. You can drive further away and try to find a spot with no wind at all, or pack everything up and try in another day. So even this is a very nice thing to do, it feels very nice, it's not easy. After a few recordings, I thought, why not trying to record with the microphones on the opposite directions of the gong and trying to get maybe a different sound or a new one. It was a challenge doing all this, but we had a lot of fun. And then the evening was coming and outside was getting colder and colder, and eventually we packed everything up and after playing a bit with the dogs, we went back home with some nice recordings. Playing the gong is an entire experience. You will feel its vibrations and you will hear a lot of different sounds adding and complementing each other while you play the gong. There are a lot of other ways of playing the gong. It's a really nice experience. When you will hear a gong in my music, you will know how it was recorded. So in the end of this video, I would like to thank Cristina for sending me her gong from almost 700 kilometers away, only for recording it. I would like to thank Cristian Marius for helping me with his studio. And I would like to thank Alina, my wife, for helping me filming this video and recording the gong. On the way home, we stopped for a few minutes to enjoy the sunset. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!